Ahoy, mateys!
Ahoy!
A musical about pirates and sea shanties? Let's find out. I'm Nick, and this is Chef Nick's Curtain Call, where we dive into the local community theater and everything that's going on. So you guys are going to notice two new things today. Number one, we are on location at the Delaware Theater Company. You guys have seen plenty of my reviews here. They're doing amazing things. We're closing out the season, and I have a guest with me.
Hi!
Say hi to Leslie. Leslie has many, many years of experience in the theater community, so we're going to talk to her a little bit about what we should expect here. Now, Leslie, you know a lot of the people on the team here.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience with this. What sort of things, when you're coming to a premiere, what are you looking for? What are you trying to pay attention to?
I'm just paying attention to more, like, obviously the performance aspect, the quality of it. I know it's been hyped up since, oh my gosh, since like before the season even came out. And then honestly, like or surrounding elements of it, like the production and how well that can uplift the performance as well.
Absolutely.
And to see how like the actors can like obtain with that and kind of play with that and see how fun it'll be.
For sure. Now, I know you're familiar with this as well. One thing that I've always loved coming to see here, the set designs are always so incredible.
Oh my God.
Everything that DTC has put out in terms of set design just always blows me away with sort of a condensed stage, but really blowing it up into something. What do you think we're going to see today?
I mean, I've seen pics, so like I kind of like know like the bulk of it, but not like in depth. So I'm really excited to see it like in depth in person, kind of see how they play around with it and stuff. Something about a ship. I'm not 100% sure.
Right. I try not to look ahead. I didn't want to like spoil anything for myself. I love to be surprised. Like when you walk in, this is what I love. You know, the theater is so intimate, and I feel like it's one of these theaters where there's not a bad seat in the house.
Oh,
and
100%.
You get such a great viewpoint everywhere, but when you're there, it's so intimate, and you feel like you're in every single show.
Of course, yeah.
It's so incredible. So now, obviously, you know, DTC has had such a fantastic season this year.
Oh my gosh.
We saw they dropped the list for next year.
I
saw they
cannot
dropped
wait.
the season
Oh my
list.
gosh.
What are you looking forward to the most next season?
Otherworld, 100%. Oh my gosh, back in like 2022 when it originally came to DTC, I followed in my friend's footsteps and I got to see it. I think I saw it maybe 4 or 5 times. I had friends in the cast. I just fell in love with the whole concept of it, and I really loved that it was collaborative. And that's kind of like DTC's shtick, is like they do new collaborative works that are really fun, and I've never seen one be brought back, so I'm really excited for Otherworld.
Absolutely. You know, we're so fortunate to see those collabs, all the premieres that have happened here. You know,
Oh my
we had,
gosh.
like Glory Ride was
That was immaculate.
beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I
so
loved
fantastic. So, you know, we've got this premiere in front of us tonight. We'll check back in at intermission. We're going to kind of do a halfway checkpoint, see what we're thinking, and then we'll meet you guys at the end as well to talk about the full show. So stay tuned.
See?
All right, so we are doing an intermission check-in.
Let's go.
What are our thoughts so far?
Wow, it's so like everything is so poignant. Like the songs fit in so perfectly. I think the ensemble is just so cool. It's good that it's small, and they all kind of just blend together really well. And I'm just excited to see the rest and to see what happens. You know, the plot lines are really cool too. Each of them have individual plot lines that I think are really incredible when they're all put together.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Right, like you have all these little storylines going on. You've got the big picture happening. The amazing set incorporation of everything.
Like,
I love that idea of like the smaller ensemble, but creating that bigger picture.
Yes.
Where like, again, especially with this theater setting, you know, you feel like you're on the ship with them. You feel like you're part of this, but like they make it feel like it's a crew of 50 people with just a few guys, you know, and I gotta say the talent level here right now, I'm
a little biased because they're all friends of mine, so.
But there are a few standout performers, and we'll note them at the end of all of this, but I have to say that like overall the entire ensemble is just like firing on all cylinders.
100%.
And I'm hearing some amazing things. Like I gotta say, like this book is
it's gorgeous.
so
oh my
cool.
gosh.
Like it has such a driving force to it.
Yeah.
Every piece, like it has its part in the show. But I think it's really just driving the whole story forward, and everything is hitting properly. I like seeing these shows because I'm always curious how they evolve it from this, right? You look at this from the beginning, and knowing that this show is going to continue to evolve over time, and like it's got such a great skeleton to it, such a great start that you're like, how could they take this to the next level and watch that evolve?
And from like where it's been to now, like I think Mimi mentioned that they came up with this during the pandemic, and then they had readings for it over at my favorite bar in Philly. So just to see it kind of go from there to this is really exciting. So congrats to Mimi and the whole gang.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. So we will check in after the show and we'll give our final thoughts on everything. We'll see you then.
See you then.
All right, well.
Wow.
Like, absolutely amazing.
Oh my
you
God,
know,
yeah.
and I know we talked about this before, like how lucky we are to have DTC here that is
Yeah.
doing these phenomenal world premiere shows. Not only to have that, but to have a world premiere show that was directed by the artistic director of the theater.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's so much connection there.
Oh, yeah.
One of the first things I noticed, one of the first things I want to talk about is, you know, the show was conceived during COVID. And that was a huge time for like the sea shanty trends.
You're right.
It was going around a lot, but I think one thing that this show really connects with that is, you know, the shanties have the ability to connect on different emotional levels.
Yes.
You know, they each tell different stories, both positive, negative, happy, sad. Like, there's so much that's happening there. And I think like this show does a really fantastic job of taking something that is like this driving force, and even with that driving rhythms, really connects on a deeper emotional, like long-term level.
Oh my gosh, of course, yes. And it all just is so communal. No matter the circumstance, when they all get together and sing, they're just like, yeah, like it's very existential, but it's also very much like we have each other, community type vibes, and that's just like the best. Like that's why we all do what we do, is for community, for being with each other, for everything, and that is the driving force of this show. And I think that is the best part of it.
Yeah, there's so much. You know, you talk about that community and that vibe that goes on. You know, you can definitely feel that theater community vibe kind of coming through that. You know, it's like everybody is really having fun with the show, and again, talking about the set design and the lighting and the amazing uses of that, right? You know, you have one set, it's stationary the entire time.
Yeah.
It's not one of these shows that's coming in and out of scenes. So they're utilizing this space so well to
so many entrances and exits.
Yeah, you know, to convey this, you know, what appears to be a much larger vessel.
Yeah.
And again, giving the effect of a crew of 50 men that is there all together in this brotherhood and really kind of creating such a cool experience. And again, with this theater in particular, I feel like this show was made for this kind of a theater.
100%.
Because you're in it the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, you really feel that. And I gotta say, shout out to in the final scenes there, the storm scene.
That was insane. It came out of nowhere. The technical elements just encapsulated it so well. From the sound to the lights to like the set moving, and then they all like tumbled. That must have been a crazy fight call.
Yeah, right. You know, you look at again, like I love hearing like your technical perspective of this.
Yeah.
Is, you know, you don't really think about that as an audience member, right? So somebody from the outside talking to somebody from the inside is, I don't necessarily think about those kinds of things. I just go, wow, that looks really cool.
I bet you those, 2 minutes of the ship actually happening must have taken about, I'd say, up to 3 to 4 hours in tech, in rehearsals.
That's crazy.
Just putting everything together.
Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of hard work into this one. It really shows. And again, I can't wait to see the show grow and grow and grow.
Oh, same.
More.
Oh my gosh,
you know,
I'm taking all my friends.
I do want to make a note. So normally I do... I do like a standout star kind of moment.
Okay.
But I have to say, like, I couldn't pick one. I really couldn't pick one. It is such an ensemble effort here.
It really is an ensemble
and
show.
Everybody had their moments. You know, I know that we had talked even coming out here, like, there were certain parts and certain vocalists and certain performers were like, this was great, this was great, this was great.
And there were a lot of solo songs. I feel like every character had some form of a song or duet or something.
Let's talk about the book for a second, because as a musician on my end, this is something like when I watch these shows and when I see something like a project that is growing like this, what I love to see, and I've seen so many, like you said, solos and duets in this show, where when I hear it, I go, is this something that can be performed on a solo show? Is this something that people can take for like a solo audition? Is this something that can be written into a performance, you know, and outside of the show? And I feel like there was a lot of that too in Glory Ride as well. There were so many of those moments. And it almost just like carried over into Checkerboard Watch.
Yes.
So many of those numbers, so many of those solos and duets.
Oh my
I could absolutely, like you see it, you hear it in your mind of like that's what I see. To involve the younger audience members. So you see the high school kids going after that. You see the younger theater productions that are like, these are really like deep conceptual numbers, right? Teaching them about the rhythms, teaching them about the idea of what a sea shanty is.
The instruments in this production, oh my gosh, the orchestra, the band.
Unreal.
Jack got a really good crew together.
Yeah, they really were that driving force behind that emotion, behind those songs. So, I mean, top to bottom, we could, like, you know, you hit all those checks, right? Like set design check, lighting design check, book check, direction check. Everything was spot on. And, you know, you never know what to expect going into a world premiere musical. you never know what to expect when you're like, hey, this is a musical about sea shanties.
100%.
And again, I keep referring to like Glory Ride. You're like, well, how are you going to make a musical out of a cyclist?
A guy riding a bike.
Out of sort of, you know.
Like...
And these two, like, again, I think that these two shows really encapsulate what DTC is doing here. This is a fantastic way. So this was what, the 47th season?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
I think it's the.
I mean, I'm stoked for the 50th. Season.
Yeah. So.
And this next season is going to be absolutely insane.
We talked about it a little bit, so make sure check the link in my bio because I have a link to the DTC website. Get a subscription, get your tickets, see what's coming up because they are on a roll here.
Oh yeah.
Mimi as the artistic director and the rest of her team and everybody here, they are really driving the artistic direction of this, and I love seeing that. And you talked about the collabs. You know, the collabs are so huge. What we're really going to see in the next couple of years as they continue to move this forward. I think that this is a fantastic grounding zone for the theater community and really what's capable out there and what can be done. And especially, you know, I talk a lot about the use of the stage. You don't need a massive stage. You don't need all the bells and whistles. They really dial it in here.
I think also, so I've done shows here before. I did a show this past Christmas. And what I loved about it, when I'm in the audience, it looks smaller when you're in, the width of it looks smaller when you're in the audience. When you're on stage, it's ginormous.
Yeah.
Which I love that sort of optical illusion of it all. And I feel like you can really only get that here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And they really know how to utilize that space. And again, the set designs that come out of here.
Oh my God.
Just, it fills it up. Even with the simplistic set designs that I've seen.
Oh my gosh. Or a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really makes it work. But I got to say, so top to bottom, Chequerboard Watch, this is one, it plays until May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Absolutely come out and see this because you want to catch it now. You're going to watch it evolve. You're going to watch it grow. This is one of the next big musicals coming worldwide, I'm sure.
Congrats to everyone that's been a part of it. Congrats to everybody on any sort of element of this production. And I wish you all the best with this. This is going to be something you're going to remember for a while.
Yes. This is fantastic. So as always, guys, check the link in my bio. Get your tickets. Come out and see Chequerboard Watch. And don't forget them that Chef Nick and
Leslie
sent you. Thanks, guys.